Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to speak about how to manage stress better. The 3 secrets that you can use that is going to help you manage stress better, and in the long run, honestly, it's going to save your life. Because most of the time we don't realize that the amount of stress that we have, how much havoc can it create in your body, in your mind. And believe me, it can actually mess up your entire system from within. So this is a must watch for all of you who have a lot of stress in life but don't know how to manage. Can you ever get rid of stress? Well, possibly not, because every day is a new day. Every day there are different situations and challenges. Before, stress was associated more with workplace. It was more associated with corporate life. Now homemakers have stress too. Children, little kids have stress. I've seen how stressed my younger one is when there is no actual valid reason to be stressful, but obviously from a child's perspective it's different. So there is a lot of stress that's there for a lot of people. Now you may not be you may not be able to get rid of it completely, but if you know how to manage your stress better, it's going to help you internally and externally. Now before I can guide you as to the 3 ways which will help you to de-stress, or rather to manage stress better, let's look at what stress can do to your body. Firstly, it can mess up with your blood sugar levels, your stress. Secondly, your cholesterol levels. It can really push them up. It affects your triglycerides. It affects your hormonal balance in the body. So for me, when I was working with a private bank, this was in 2009, believe it or not, the entire time that I worked in the bank, not once did I get my cycle on time. Not once. And every month I would be doing pregnancy tests. I mean, that's the kind of effect stress can have in your body. And what happens after that? I think that was the only time in my life when I had done a blood health checkup where it was all messed up results. In so many aspects. Why? Because I was taking in all the stress. No option to release it. Rather, I didn't know honestly how to. And all of that created a mess with the hormones in my body. So stress can lead to heart attacks. Why? Because you're increasing the load. You're increasing the load on your heart. You're increasing the load on your body from within, and therefore that affects the heart. So if you want to manage your stress better, the number 1 secret is your breath. Now it may sound a bit weird that what does breathing have to do with stress, or the way you breathe rather, what does that have to do with stress? The fact is that when you feel stressful or you get stressed, you tend to breathe fast, your breathing becomes shallow. So whenever you feel stressed thinking about something, it is going to affect your breath most of the time, and it's going to affect obviously your mind. So the one thing that you can do when you feel that you're stressed out is by taking deep breaths. Now how do you take these deep breaths? Okay, firstly I must apologize for the noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There's metro work happening outside. There's a lot of noise. I can barely hear myself. So I'm really sorry for that. I hope I'm going to speak louder. Hopefully I'm not going to affect your ears. So the first thing is, how do you do deep breaths? How do you take deep breaths? Very simple. Okay, your inhalation for deep breathing is of course through your nose, but your exhalation is through your mouth. Okay, and when you inhale, try to inhale from the abdomen right up till the chest, and as you exhale, relax your shoulders, chest and abdomen. Okay, so we'll do this together twice, so you know how to how to take deep breaths during stressful situations. It also helps you to combat fear, which is related to stress. Yeah, so let's take a deep breath in. Inhale and exhale. So this is how your exhale is. Let's do it once again. Inhale and exhale. And that's how you take deep breaths so you can manage your stress. Anytime that you feel stress about anything, or you feel you're getting overwhelmed, or anxiety comes in, focus on your deep breathing. Do 5 of these, do 10 of these, do 15 of these, as long as you can manage your stress, or rather release your stress. Another effective way would be to take a deep breath in, and when you exhale, release a relaxing sound that you feel that you are releasing the stress, releasing out the stress, right? So that is one another way that you can do when it comes to deep breaths. Okay, so that's your first secret, the simplest way. Now this can even be used for children. You know, when kids have a lot of stress with their exams, or when they have a lot of stress, maybe, you know, stress with their friends in school sometimes, or fights they've had, you know, ask them to practice deep breathing, because now if they're practicing and using their breath for managing their stress, they'll become more sorted when it comes to stress management as they become older, right? So this is one thing that you could do this as a family as well. So that's the number one secret for managing stress. The second one is to detach. So it's detachment from the situation that's causing a lot of stress. Okay, so if you're stressful about something at work, okay, let's look at, say, so I will give you my example. Let's look at targets, right? When I was working with a private bank, we did have a lot of targets, and to meet those targets was a challenge. So I used to get stressed about it. I used to even get nightmares in my sleep with my BM yelling at me that, you know, Payal, this is not done, and, you know, this is not completed, and this is all of that, right? And it was really stressful. So now imagine the worst situation. So detach yourself from the situation. Look at it from third perspective. Okay, what is the worst thing that can happen if your targets are not met for the month? Okay, I'm probably going to be getting yellings from my boss. So what happens if you're getting yelling from my boss? It's going to affect my mood. So what happens if it's going to affect my mood? I'm going to feel bummed out about this, and I'm going to feel bummed that I wasn't able to do my target. So what if you weren't able to achieve your target? You're feeling bummed out. So what happens after that? And then you realized it's not that bad, because you've detached yourself from the situation and you've seen the worst case scenario step by step. So in the end, you actually feel that it's okay. Now most of the time, this really does work, because you're looking at it from a perspective where you're questioning yourself as a third party, and then when you see the end scenario, it doesn't seem very stressful. So in that case, you feel better, you feel okay about the situation, your stress level decreases. So that's your second secret, which will help you to manage stress better. Always look at it from a different perspective, because if you're going to keep thinking about it, being in that situation, that I am in this situation, I'm stressed about it, your mind is only going to take you deeper. It's not going to help you and say, hey, you know what, just, you know, go out of the situation, you're going to be fine, you're going to be sorted. No, it's just going to tell you the reasons why you should be stressed. I don't know if you've noticed that about yourself or your mind. But in this case, when you detach yourself, okay, you see other perspectives, and that's when you see that the end result may not be that bad. As in, it's not a life and death situation to take so much of stress, put so much of pressure on your heart, raise up your frustration and irritation, take it out on your family, take it out on your colleagues. All of that is not required. So that's when you would, that's what would help you if you do this kind of a practice. So that's your second secret to managing stress better. Your third and your most Well, important one as well. When you feel stressed, most of the time you feel stressed here. But physiology, or in your soma, which is your body, that feels the stress first. Let's give you an example. If you're nervous, do you know automatically you tend to do this, or you tend to do this, or you tend to say, do something which is more bodily, which shows that a person's nervous. Sometimes you can just guess that a person is nervous or upset just by looking at the person's physicality. That's exactly what happens with stress. When you're stressed, it shows in your physical level first. And for you to manage that stress, you can change your physicality or your soma as a practice by either doing a dance, going for a run, going out and just being in nature, because you're changing your physicality rather. So you're changing your physiology, which then affects your psychology. Now it's simple, right? You're listening to sad music. You're listening to some sad music which is heartbreaking, or heartbreaking song, or broken heart love song, or whatever. You're probably going to remember about your ex, or something that happened in school, or something that happened in college, or something like that, and stuff like that. But if you're listening to a happy number, see, now when I'm doing this, you feel a little better, you feel like dancing, it's a little catchy, and that's how you change your physiology, which changes your psychology. So that's something I've learned with my mentor Thaddeus, and that's something that I've seen a difference honestly in my life. So your physiology affects your psychology. So if you feel that you're too stressed about something and you want to get out of it instead of going deeper in it, do things on a physical level that's going to change you emotionally and mentally. Again, it could be dancing, it could be jogging, cycling, running, it could be playing, it could even be playing something simple like as playing a board game with your family. Maybe you like Uno, or maybe you like Cluedo. Just play a board game with your family. But do things that's going to help you manage or release the stress. Because when you hoard a lot of stress from within, it really does affect each and every cell of your body. I hope this has been helpful. In fact, if anyone who needs to hear this, who needs to manage stress better, who needs to manage stress maybe to better their relationships, manage stress to be a better colleague, manage stress to be a better person, tag them, share with them. So this is helpful to a lot of people, because there is a lot of stress nowadays, and as I said, it's for everyone. It's from adults to kids. So let's try to make this world a better place. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful. Please subscribe for more videos like this, and I will catch you next time. Thank you.